This is a video for site and district administrators to assign and manage plans on the My Staff tab in NCEES. Before you do this, there are certain things we need to look at. The first thing is to verify that your employees' locations or your educators' locations are correct. I'd just like to point out that if you were to assign someone a plan with an incorrect location and that location is corrected later, there's a very good chance that that plan will be deactivated and cannot be reactivated, which means you would lose all of the progress you had and you would have to start over. So if you have someone still connected to your school and they have left, please work with HR and payroll to have them be made inactive, so when they go to their new school they won't have any issues. And if you have someone who is still attached to their previous school, either have admin reach out to that location or have the employee reach out to that location to make sure that they are made inactive. You don't ever want to have an educator start a plan where they are connected to a location they no longer work at. So just want to make sure we're aware of that. And also making sure you verify with licensure or HR what type of plan this educator needs to be placed on. Is it their renewal year? Are they beginning teachers? What plan do they need to be on? So verify with them. It's better to take a few days to get this just right than to try to make changes later. We do have some new guides in here based on some policy updates. So if you would like to look at those on this assign and manage plans, you're welcome to do that. So this is going to show you evaluation rubrics which are required versus which are optional. This is going to explain the abbreviated evaluation cycle, and then you can look at some specifics about the nurse, OT, PT, SLP evaluation types. So what plans we do have in the system? We do have comprehensive, standard, abbreviated, and late hire for these roles for career development coordinators, ITFs, school counselors, school library and media coordinators, school psychologists, school social workers, teacher, and teacher leadership specialists. Once again, we have comprehensive, abbreviated, standard, and late hire for all of those. The additional plans that we added to the system last year, we have the nurse, occupational therapist, physical therapist, and speech language pathologist. Those plans only require one observation. However, we do have this year the abbreviated version for occupational therapists, physical therapists, and speech language. All abbreviated observations require two, but they are only two standards out of the evaluation. So you can either do the one observation with the full standards, or you can do the abbreviated, which is two shorter with those two abbreviated standards. So just wanted to make sure you understand the difference. We do not have an abbreviated nurse plan type. You also have professional development plans that you can assign rights for. They're the individual, the monitored, and directed. And then we also have administrator and central office plans. So just as telling you what plans we have in the system. And you cannot assign a principal AP plan on the My Staff tab. I like to point that out here. You cannot assign that from the My Staff tab. This is automatically assigned based on principal or assistant principal budget codes. We do have the central office plan that you can assign on the My Staff tab. So you may already notice that in the system you already have lots of principal and assistant principals that are automatically assigned and automatically started. So now that you know the plan types that we have in the system, let's go look at assigning those to educators. I do like to point out that anything that is assigned does need to process overnight. It is not immediate. So once you assign these, they do need that overnight process. So in NCEES, I am going to go to the My Staff tab. From the My Staff tab, I am going to narrow this down. If you are a district administrator, you're going to have to narrow it down to see individual schools, but if you're a site admin, it's going to automatically bring you to your schools. I would like to point out that you'll see I'm in the testing site, so you're going to see a lot of things here, but you're going to be able to come to the person. You're going to be able to choose in the drop down what plan type you want. So I'm going to give this person the abbreviated career development. So I'm going to go to career development, abbreviated, and making sure that you assign the PDP only after you've chosen the plan type. So I'm going to choose this one, and then you're going to go down the list. I do want to point out that we do have people who are PD only. People who are PD only are not evaluated in the system. And if you were to assign them a plan type, they're not going to see it. So if you would like, you can add a filter where you go to position, does not contain, and I'm going to type in PD only. And I'm going to update. You're going to notice this person goes away in just a minute. So now I don't have to look at those people who are PD only. So you may have several depending on how large your school is. And then you're just going to go through, once again, this is only after you've talked to licensure and you talk to HR and you know what plan types these people need to be on and the roles are going to be working in. And then once again, assign that plan type and just click in the drop down. So maybe this is a person in their renewal year, standard teacher, individual PDP. Or maybe this is a person who have a lot of abbreviated tests that I've worked on, that they're beginning teachers. And if they're a beginning teacher, then you would say comprehensive or whatever role they're in, and then choose their PDP type. Once again, this is going to need to process overnight. The educator will not see them until the next day.